You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a slow drain in the sink, just sighing. It's one of those little things that drives us all crazy. But what if I told you that in one very unique American city, that slow drain is actually a clue, a hint at a huge hidden battle happening right under your feet? Well, today, we're going underground to check out the secret world of plumbing in New Orleans.
So let's just ask the question right out loud. Is a slow drain just a slow drain? I mean, we all think we know the answer. You know the drill. Grab some drain cleaner, maybe a plunger, and boom, problem solved. It's just a simple, everyday issue. Or is it? And here is where it gets really interesting. Because in most places, yes, it is just a simple clog. But in New Orleans, it's almost never that simple. It's a symptom. It's a sign of a much, much deeper struggle, a constant fight between a house and the very ground it's built on. That slow drain isn't just an inconvenience. It's a message from below. To really get why, we have to look at what makes New Orleans so incredibly different. All that charm and history comes with a whole other side, a unique set of environmental challenges that puts its infrastructure, and especially its plumbing, under constant, relentless stress. Okay, first thing you need to understand is the ground itself. New Orleans is built on what's called alluvial soil. So don't think solid bedrock. Think more like a soft, shifting sponge. This soil is always moving, always settling, and that means the pipes and even the foundations buried inside it are constantly being pushed, pulled, and twisted. Now, let's add water into the mix. A lot of water. The city has this incredibly high water table, which just means the ground is soaked right below the surface. And as that water level goes up and down with the seasons, it puts this immense hydraulic pressure on the pipes, sometimes literally yanking the connections right apart. And it gets worse. This groundwater isn't just plain old water. Nope, it's brackish. That means it's salty and acidic. So any older metal pipes just sitting in this soil, it's like they're in a slow, constant acid bath that is just eating away at them day in and day out, dramatically speeding up rust and decay. And get this, the city's iconic architecture, the very thing we love about it, actually complicates everything. Those beautiful old homes on pier and beam foundations, well, they're designed to move with the soil, but that movement puts incredible stress on rigid plumbing. Then you've got the classic shotgun houses with plumbing crammed into tight, weird spaces. And on top of all that, so many of these homes are still using pipes that are a century old. It is a genuine, perfect storm for plumbing disasters. So you put all this pressure on these pipes. What happens? Well, they fail, but they fail in some very specific, very destructive ways. This is that unseen battle raging in the soil right underneath the city streets. Let's talk about one of the main culprits. Tree roots. You see those gorgeous, majestic oaks? They get thirsty. And a sewer line is like a perfect source of water and nutrients. All it takes is one tiny crack for a root to sneak in, and from there, it just grows and grows, catching debris until the entire pipe is choked off, leading to some really nasty backups inside the house. But the threat isn't always coming from the outside. Sometimes, the pipes are literally destroying themselves. In these older homes, the cast iron pipes from before 1975 are slowly being eaten away by sulfuric acid, which is just a natural byproduct of the waste flowing through them. It's wild, right? It starts as tiny leaks and ends in a total pipe collapse. This chart really puts it all into perspective. You can literally see the different eras of plumbing materials buried under the city. See that first bar? The pre-1960 homes with galvanized steel and cast iron? That's the real danger zone. They're getting attacked from the inside and the outside. Even the clay pipes from the 60s and 70s are prime targets for those thirsty tree roots. And the trouble isn't just with the drains. The local water is really heavy with minerals, and all that stuff builds up as sediment inside water heaters. If you don't maintain it, the tank can just fail. Suddenly. We're talking 40 to 50 gallons of water flooding a room in minutes. It's a catastrophic failure, and it happens way too often. Okay, so with all these forces of nature working against you, how in the world do you fix things? Well, you can't just throw standard, off-the-shelf solutions at it. It takes specialized local knowledge and techniques that are designed specifically for this tough environment. Take drain cleaning, for instance. A regular plumber's snake? That might just poke a temporary little hole in a big mass of tree roots. But the pros in New Orleans, they use something called hydrogenning. They blast the inside of the pipe with super high-pressure water, and it completely scours it clean of roots and grime. It's a real solution.
It's the same story when you're replacing pipes. You have to pick materials that can actually fight back. Copper is a solid choice because it stands up to that corrosive, brackish groundwater. But what's even better is PEX. It's this flexible plastic tubing that can literally bend and move with the shifting soil. That means no more broken connections, which is what plagues all those old, rigid pipes.
So here's the bottom line. In a place like New Orleans, a quick fix is pretty much never a real fix. Lasting solutions, the kind that actually work, demand a deep understanding of the local soil, the water, the architecture, everything. It takes real expertise. So how does this all circle back to you? Well, the story isn't really just about New Orleans. It's about learning to read the hidden story your own home is trying to tell you through its plumbing.
This quote right here just says it all, doesn't it? The whole game is about prevention and catching things early. Knowing what those little warning signs mean can be the difference between a simple service call and a totally devastating flood that costs you thousands. Okay, think of this checklist as your secret decoder ring. Are you noticing slow drains all over the house, not just one? That could be roots in your main sewer line. Hear your toilets gurgling. That's a classic sign of a major blockage. And if you see those ugly rust-colored water stains on a ceiling, that's your leaking cast iron pipes screaming for help. These aren't just little quirks, they are urgent messages.
At the end of the day, the big lesson from New Orleans is really for everyone. A house isn't just a static box. Its plumbing is this dynamic, almost living system that's in a constant conversation with its local environment. Whether that's shifting soil in Louisiana, super hard water out in Arizona, or freezing ground up in Minnesota.
So the next time you hear a strange gurgle or see that water starting to drain just a little bit slower, don't just sigh and walk away. Stop and ask yourself this question. Listen, because your home might be trying to tell you a story that you really, really need to hear.